Hey, everybody. Hey, Maria. Hey, Addie.
Hey,
Hello.
How's everyone doing on this fine Monday evening?
Wonderful.
it's been pretty nice.
Good. It's like, not a Garfield, like I hate Mondays type of day for
No,
you.
no, today was a fun day. I just watched shows all day because it's my off day.
I
Really? Is
oh,
Mondays usually your off day?
Today was for the holiday.
Oh, that's right. It was a holiday today. No court.
Yes.
There we go. Now
Mhm.
that makes sense to me. I'm like, You're always working all the time. So you got a day off. So, and Addie is like probably the hardest working person on the internet. I would
Oh,
say.
there's way more. There's a
No,
whole.
no, I say it's you. I say it's you.
Thank
So
you.
I have some business to attend to, but I want to do roll call first, and then we'll get into old business and then new business, and then we'll
oh
start.
my
So
goodness.
a lot. Listen, who's taking the minutes? I should like court report myself on
That would be interesting.
court report. So let me start everybody real quick. Hello, Velvet Pixie, Jay Freak, John Yates. Oh, that's me. Mandy, Sheila, Barbie, Mel B, Ruth Ann. There's a little chat going on, which is great. Susie B, Patty S, Positive Paula, Velvet Pixie.
Patty Sasser.
That's
Hello.
Patty S.
Oh, Patty S. Crafting with MTT. Hello.
Hello, MTT. Ellie, Ashley Nicole, who guessed that I had Charlie. Oh God, Charlie. We'll get into that in a second. Wicked wisdom. Listen, I have done my share of interviews with people over the years. Charlie was definitely memorable. I'll just leave it at that. Where am I?
Hi 58 Jojo.
That's where I just said Elizabeth 88, right? Like we're in the same place. Okay.
Yep.
And now I'm failing. Ellie, I said hi to you, but hello again. Michelle, Jane K. We'd like to give like an AA type of anonymity here. So
Okay. El Benj.
Christina B.
Hello, El Benj. Hello, Jane K. Is that who you're talking about? Let's see. Ooh,
Heaven's Real, Cat Lover Liana.
Did we do Christina B?
I got Christina B.
Heaven's Real. Oh, that's what you just said. Da, 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 da.
Jewel,
Ooh, Donnell. Hello.
Donnell.
Georgianne, I like that name.
I don't like that name. I like Georgianne. I like you, but like I had a Georgianne that I went to high school with, and she was just horrific. So
hopefully she's not the one in the chat.
Oh my God! If you are that Georgianne, leave. Like, go away. I don't want you here at all.
Hello, Holistic.
Fun fact about me and Georgianne: I got the manager job she wanted after high school, and she was just not happy with me then, and probably still now. But sorry, weird. Holistic, hi. I think all right. Roro, Glenda, Linda S.
Mandy S. Seraphim.
Okay, so it's not the same Georgianne. So thank God, because I want to boo you. So, that's the most important thing. Bright light. Hello, everybody. Panda Penguin.
Lisa G.
Lisa G. E. Jan Harris. Did we get Cynthia B?
No, Tanya.
So
Jenny.
many new
Whitney
names.
Bailey.
This is awesome.
Nora C. Saffron Modes. I like that name.
I'm gonna have to ask the attendance moderator again. Like I've tried. Nobody ever wants a job.
Right?
Nobody wants that job.
Jeannie M, Jerry D, Barbie, Cynthia B. Oh my gosh, there's so many people.
This is
Lydia.
awesome.
Oh, wait, speaking of Roro. Okay. Hold. So somebody sent me an Amazon box today, and I have no idea who sent it, and I love it. And I'm gonna, Cody's like, "There's a box. Be careful to not like get too open, get near it when you open it, because you don't, you know." But it's from Amazon,
Might
so
be a glitter bomb.
and
Ooh, it might be. Probably not from Amazon though.
Amazon. Ashley Nicole. Oh my God, Ashley Nicole.
Aw.
So, hold on, Ashley Nicole. I'll get to you. So, whoever sent me this fun, but I love musical instruments. So I got
Maracas.
Maracas.
So Roro, this is for your super chat. And thank you. There was no note involved, so I have no idea who sent this to me. And like, I opened it, like, and I could not stop laughing. Oh, Wicked, it was you! Ah! And then also, Wicked, thank you, sent me like the chime bells, like the attendance bell, like on grid, ding ding. I'll show you. I don't know like what the proper name for it is. I'm sorry.
A xylophone? A marimba?
No, it's like, I don't know. It's like from Greece. Like
Oh
yeah.
So Cody, I'm gonna need a bigger desk. Actually, I'm not even on my desk right now. That's the funny part. We're still using my dining room table. And my dining room, Maria, you've seen my dining room. It's what, like a half a square foot? I don't know. I don't even know what you would call it, but
it's a nook.
It's a nook. It's a nook. So hold on, let me get to, where is Ashley's? Can I put that up?
Yes.
Maria, can you put up Ashley's?
It's down here somewhere. Ashley's.
So Ashley, thank you so much. And like, ready? Okay. I'm gonna get better at that. So music
beautiful.
Ears, I know it. So thank you so much. And then Wicked for sending this to me. Can you throw hers up? Where's Wicked? I'll give you. And I'll give you maracas and the tambourine for sending it. So there we are. Thank you so much for I love instruments, and like I love like little instruments like maracas and triangles, and don't send me an oboe because I won't know how to play it. It's really big, and like we live in a small place. So a 3 chime for mindfulness. Wait. That was Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like, I am gifted at this. Mary had a little lamb. So I love it. I love it. Thank you, Wicked, for thinking of me and sending this to me. It was such a nice surprise. Cody's like, good luck. And he left the house. Give me the box. And he's like, I gotta go. Here's a box. So thank you. All right, how do I get rid of this? Let me see. Okay. So now, old business. I know we have like a lot of new members, and I'm so happy to have all of the new members here. Not subs. There's like 7,000 new subs since Peyton came around. So
wow.
Yeah, we will be doing a Sister Wives follow-up either tomorrow night or Wednesday night. I am just waiting I'm waiting to hear something back from somebody, which is important. So I know I will. It's either gonna be tomorrow night or Wednesday night. I know I'm getting a lot of messages about, what's the follow-up? Don't leave us hanging. I'm working on it. Trust me, I got it. So there's that. Also, because we have so many new subs, usually I do my lives when I had them set to members only. And that's like the low tier. So if you want to become a member, hit the join button. Do it from a computer. If you do it from like an Apple anything, they're going to charge you more. If you do it from like your regular computer, or if you're an Android user, you won't have this problem. I'm an Apple user, so I can empathize. So do it from a desktop or a laptop, not through Safari, because they're still going to charge you more. Do it through like Windows Chrome, because I don't want anybody being charged more than what they need to be. That's how you become a member. We have 3 different tiers. Usually the first tier is to chat. The second tier is for the after shows. And the third tier is like, we do our slumber parties and movie nights and stuff like that. So if you're interested in becoming a member, hit the button, and that's how that works. I've kept these last few lives to everybody because there are so many new people here, and I don't want anybody to feel like shut out, but I also want to respect the people that are paying for like the members. That I don't want them to feel like they're getting railroaded. So I think after tonight we're going to go back to the plan, but that's it. What else do I have? I think that's good. Is there like anything else that I need to like bring up?
I mean, this is more of a casual bring up. I think a lot of people watched MILF Manor, and we discussed the potential of covering it, but it looks like a dumpster fire that we want no part of.
No, we will not be covering MILF Manor. So that's.
I did watch the first episode.
Was it MILFy?
Oh God. You have no idea.
I don't want to. I never will.
It'll make you uncomfortable, and it's hard for me to imagine it's going to stay on the air. But that's just me. I don't know.
So yeah, I think that's it for now. We will be covering like Seeking Brother Husband, right? When that starts. I don't know. I think it's in March.
I had the date in my head, but it's gone now.
Well, we're gonna, obviously we're gonna cover Seeking Sister Wife when that starts up again, and for my Bravo people, New Jersey and OC will be starting shortly, which we'll also pick up on, and we'll figure out the rest from there. So, Ashley Nicole, wasted my life watching it.
And I took notes and everything.
Actually, if you want to point the finger of blame at somebody, it's MTT. So everyone tell MTT that she was the one that MTT us coming.
She had good intentions. We took a peek at it and we said no, thank you. So.
Oh, I just got Sister Wives. See, like I'm working. I didn't. After Payton, I wanted to come back like strong, because how do you follow that up, right? So I've been working for a week now on other stuff that I will hopefully tomorrow or the next night that we can get to.
Do you know when New Jersey starts? Real Housewives of New Jersey?
I want to say February 7th.
Okay.
I think that's correct, yes.
And then I think OC starts 2 or 3 weeks after that. I know I have not been covering Housewives because I don't watch Potomac and I don't watch Salt Lake City, and those are the 2 on that are on right now. So that's why I haven't been talking much about Housewives. But Little Lamb,
2 of my favorites, and you don't cover them.
All right, so I think that's all the old business that we needed to cover. Let's get into the show. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to get my next thing up here, and then we're going to be good. Dun, 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 dun. I'm always like trying to fix myself, like while the intro's on, and like that last 3 seconds always like gets me. All right, so T-Wise, I talked to Paul last night. This has nothing to do with Happily, but I talked to Paul last night. Oh, I don't know. We're gonna go with that one.
Just let it go for right now.
Let's keep a close eye on that. Wait. I am too. Does everything sound like Mary Had a Little Lamb, or is it just me?
No, pretty much the 3 tunes.
Yeah, you've only got 3 notes to go with, so I don't know.
Thank you, Wicked. I'm gonna use this to. There we are. And I love instruments. So, Paul, someone had said that Karini was in Brazil. She's not. Karini's here in Kentucky. She's not there. I was on the phone with Paul for a bit last night. As I know, everybody wants to talk. Wants tea on like the court. Pretty much. How do I word this properly? Paul needs to kind of come back because. Go, Cody. Hold on. Cody has to go to the bathroom. This is why I need my desk back in the corner. Go ahead. Go, Cody.
Well, anyway, Paul needs to come back.
He really needs to come back, and the judge wants him there. So it was kind of like, I don't want to say not adjudicated. Adjourned. So we'll see what's going on with that. Paul did tell me about him being robbed. It shouldn't be new to him. Wasn't he robbed by Machete in his first season, and
then he ran into the jungle.
So there's that. So, but for sure, Karini is not in Brazil right now. She's still here. Paul is there. And I know he's been doing a couple of lives. I've been walking down questionable alleys, and then you wonder why you get mugged. Like, I don't know. So I don't know where Paul walks at night, but it's no place I ever want to walk down. I'm just saying. So there's that. I was actually, the reason why this live was late, because I was, Angela, she might still be live on TikTok. I don't know. She is. Yeah. Don't all leave to go see Angela right now, but Angela was live on TikTok, and I came up and I'd asked her a question about the tell-all, and I know obviously she can't answer that, but I asked Angela if she was happy with the format of how the tell-alls run this year. Like, it's very 90 Day Fiance tell-all by, hold on. Go ahead, Cody.
I'm sorry.
He's not dressed. Cool.
What?
So she loves it. I don't know where I stand. At first I loved it, and then I thought part 3 was torturous. Anybody else?
It was, because they do the parts where they're on breaks, and we're seeing them on breaks discussing things, and then they'll discuss it again a second time for the cameras, and it's just like, I don't need to hear it twice. I don't know. It was a little tedious.
At first I didn't like it at all, and then it started growing on me, and now I'm at the point where I kind of did like seeing, especially the way some things were handled that we'll get into or whatever, but so now I'm kind of swapped.
Well, I know the cast likes, because they usually film 15 hours in one day to tell all. It's usually shot in one day, and they have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't last it doesn't end 1 o'clock in the morning. It's it's
they keep rolling.
So I know that the cast is happy that it's kind of split, because it's a lot. And at first I'm look at them trying to this is a story of 7 couples, real world, but they don't know each other, and
maybe this is their attempt to get them to, so that we can feel more like you know what I mean, like a community type of thing. I don't know.
Or to get people to choose sides, right?
Sorry, I'm having. Listen, you can't put stuff like this in my hands with chimes in front of me. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they might be trying to get people to choose sides with each other and back each other up, because they've already had those conversations behind the scenes. But I don't know, man. It was kind of a lot. Ed was a lot in particular.
Oh my God! Is he? I don't know who's worse, Ed or Cody Brown.
Oh, they're the same, really. The same type of logic, anyway. Cody Brown's a little more intelligent with the way he discusses things and I'm more passionate, but
Cody hides his stuff he says to his wife's better than Ed. Ed doesn't hide anything. He just sort of says stuff, and it's never good.
no.
Like I watch Cody Brown and I watch Big Ed, like with the same like amount of hate in my heart for both of them. I don't know who's worse.
And it makes me sad because I liked him at first. I wanted to really like him. I like that type of personality. I like forceful, very out there. And then there was a little mouth that could be.
Addie, they're calling for a poll. They're calling for a poll. Uh-oh. Poll music. Lamb. Sorry. So yeah, Ed, like, you know, and the thing with Ed is that, like, you know, the show starts off with, like, you know, the continuation of like the whole Liz thing. And like, why are Ed and Liz getting this much time? They're both Americans from San Diego. Why? This is about international romance. Why are we watching two people from San Diego get all the airtime on this show?
I think because they have a volatile relationship and they know that makes good TV, right? That has to be why, right? I don't know. It seems like, you know, there's a couple filler people in this cast to begin with that, you know, like we didn't think Bilal and Shaeeda should be there to begin with, and neither should Ed and Liz, but.
Well, no, they were last minute fill-ins for Memphis and Hamza. Memphis and Hamza were originally slated to be on Happily, and they were filming, and then like all that happened, so they switched to Bilal and Shaeeda. And I have to say, I liked Bilal and Shaeeda's segment the most. Like, make that make sense.
I'm waiting to see the response. I'm waiting to see the poll response to the question I asked.
I like the phrasing of your question. Addie's question was...
I don't even see the question because I can't see them on... What was it?
She phrased it, who was more of a butthead?
That's fair. So look at me with my little... I'm ready to chime. Look at me. I got my sticks.
You do have your sticks.
Wicked. This is probably like the worst thing you could have ever gotten me, because like I'm gonna, like, once this live ends, like I'm gonna be like next to Cody in bed.
Poor Cody. He's gonna be doing this all night.
Oh yeah.
Cody's gonna throw it across the room if you keep doing that. No, don't do it while he's in bed.
It's never gonna stop.
Just chase the cat around with it though.
I should have said Smed. I forgot. I should have said Smed in the poll.
And God, has this show gotten to his head? Like,
he went after somebody. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
all right, so let's get into like the recap. All right, so this part 3 starts. You know, Angela walks up to Ed, and you know, she's like, "I'm disappointed in you." And they bonded. What? How did they see each other? Was it the single life?
I don't know. Like the first part of the tell-all, he was trying to get everybody to be against Angela. So it's weird that this whole interaction happened for me. So,
you know, Ed's fighting everybody, and you know, he's like, "Well, I don't want to be in a relationship." Then why the fuck are you here?
Well, he says, "I don't know how to be in a relationship. I don't know how." And Angela was like, "Well, then let her go." You know, if you don't know what being in a relationship is like, and that you can't be on dating apps and you can't be saying mean stuff to her and you can't be snatching her ring back every 5 minutes, then just release her. Release her.
Yeah, she'll bounce back. She's 29. I think and you know, she's a partner now in a restaurant. Like, you know, I think she'll, and I don't get the whole, you know, I just don't get it. 0 point, like they fought more times than like Elizabeth Taylor's divorced husbands.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I just don't understand.
Yeah. Jenny didn't understand either.
Poor Jenny.
But we'll get there. But I thought she was hilarious. But I gotta say, like for me, this episode, Jovi was my star. Like we see right off the bat in this this first scene where they're backstage. Jovi's like, I would never talk to my wife like that, going back and forth. If she says something mean to me, I'm not going to reciprocate by saying something mean back. Like Jovi does not like the way Ed talks to women, and I'm like, yes, high five, Jovi. And you see, he takes moments periodically to gently say just that. I was impressed.
And you never really see Jovi speak that way to Yara at all. I mean, they'll have their banters back and forth and are trying to explain stuff to each other, and she's more of a shut up girl than he.
Yara would go for that in 1 second. No way would Yara.
She sure will tell him to hush it. She'll tell him.
And according to Symphony and Pancetta Bread, her friends, like she is like wait, I missed the super chat. She is way out, out of Jovi's league. Wicked. I think Ed and Liz 1,000,000% does it. And I'll give you. And there we are.
Weaponized him.
Zara's best friends, Tambourine and Ciabatta Bread, are like, so you're so much better than Jovi. Why are you with him? But
he clearly has some pretty good qualities that make him a good match for Yara.
And I didn't like him at first either, and now I do. I was like, I'm a flip flopper.
No, I like Jovi and Yara. I don't like. I hope I'm not being shady towards them. I'm not. I do like them. Because it can't be easy. Because obviously Jovi knows how beautiful Yara is, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she makes her own money, and she takes care of their daughter, and she keeps a beautiful home, and she takes care of herself, like all of it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Sorry, this was okay. Wicked again. This was the worst thing you could have ever gotten me.
We apologize now.
McDonald's tomorrow ordering a Big Mac. What's the hold up? So all right. So where are we?
Okay, yeah, so let's see, backstage. Oh, so then we kind of cut over backstage to Liz, who was in a separate area. And she's talking to Kimberly. And they're talking, and Liz brings up Rose. She's like, you know what? Rose said he's not going to change his behavior. He's treating you the way he treated me. And like she needed to hear that for some reason. That made her feel like she wasn't the problem. Ed is the problem, because Ed has a wonderful way of making everybody else seem like the problem and deflecting, as he does to this whole.
Really good at it.
Yeah.
And what happened? Like next day, like what happens? Ed comes to the green room or the backstage or whatever, and he's like, "I just want to apologize to everybody." And I apologized to Liz last night, and then Kim, and poor Kim, she just lost her sister this weekend, and I may have been tough. Oh, I was tough on Kim this season, but I do care for her, and I really hope that she's doing okay. She lost her mom and her sister within a year, so I hope that that's. Listen, I see my family members go one right after another, and that's not easy. So Kim, I hope you're doing okay. Sorry. But sorry, I didn't want to say that. So Ed's apologizing, and then Kim, that's why Kim calls him out. He's like, but I talked to Liz last night, and you didn't really apologize to her.
Yeah, she says that was a fake apology, and that just set Ed off. Set him off. It wasn't fake. I apologize for going below the belt. So that's a real specific kind of apology, right? And then he started going after Kim, because that's what he does.
Your shit. Why do you think your shit don't stink? And like I'll give Kim 2 chimes. Sorry, she's like, my shit does stink. I don't hide it. And like he was attacking Kim and singling her out.
Absolutely.
And when everybody was telling that to Ed.
Yeah. But, you can see how Ed feels ganged up on, even if one person says something about him, because they're saying it in front of other people, it means, yeah, he just lashes out. And like even Shaeeda said, well, she's everybody's trying to talk calmly to him. So nobody's yelling at him, but he is getting worked up. Shaeeda's like, if you want loyalty from Liz, then you have to give her loyalty. And that's like, I agree 100%. But instead, when I was drowning, she stepped on my head. It was unforgivable. So, we see that a lot on this show. When they bring up the hard topics, if the significant other doesn't back them up and support them through it, then suddenly they've committed an egregious sin, unforgivable in Ed's eyes. He's been stepped on.
Poor thing.
Any thoughts?
Oh my goodness. When he gets stepped on, he immediately reacts. Like immediately, whatever's the thought right there just comes shooting out of him. And that's never good. No.
But he's so quick to judge everybody.
Yes,
that's everybody.
Yes. It's like everybody else. They have their, they can't have problems. You can't be this, you can't do that, but I can.
And has no problem doing it. At all.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a real look over there situation. Don't look at me. Look over there. Yeah.
Yes. Deflect.
Deflect.
All right, so where are we?
Let's see.
Is that when Liz comes out with her receipts for?
Oh no, not yet. First, I think Kim started to apologize at one point for being mean, and then Ed jumps on it a second time. Right? He's like, "You were mean. You were rude and disrespectful, and all of this stuff." He just went off, and yeah, Kim said exactly like we all did it. Why do you think it's why are you coming after me? And then he said, "You were a little snarky." And
sorry, that was for Seraphim's comment. She got again. Worst thing you could have ever got me was saying out loud.
And then I think the men tried to start to soften, Ed a little bit, like calm him down. He seems to listen to men a little bit easier. And there's a point where Ed said,
no, the only person that checked Ed was Angela. He was fighting against Andre and Jovi and everybody. It wasn't until Angela said to him, "Ed, I'm disappointed in you," that he changed.
He melted.
But Bilal too. He melted for Bilal as well.
He does. He absolutely loves. They have a bromance going on, I think.
They do. But he said, if I'm not able to accept who she is, it's not going to work. And I cannot accept who she is. Then let her go. How is that fair?
And those were, we'll get, yes, when Angela visits. Are we there with Angela yet? When Angela
almost. Now we're at the part where Liz kind of, she arrived separately and she's still worked up about him denying the dating apps and saying that she didn't defend him. And whenever she cries, he says, "There you go, performing again." So she's still all hung up on that stuff. And then the show starts.
His performance stuff was just like, what? It's not. She's defending herself against your deflection.
Okay, but that stuff hit the Cody Brown, the same place that Cody Brown hits when he talks about Christine, right? He would say, this is all a game. She's just playing a game. So he would never listen to what she's saying. And it's the same thing here. Ed's not listening to Liz. He's saying she's putting on a performance. It's very dismissive.
And she was like, it was a half-ass apology. And, as soon as I started crying, he was like, "You're performing."
Exactly. So yes, they did start the actual tell-all, and it was with Liz. And she did say the apology part. She did say, "I got a half-ass apology. It started off heartfelt, but the second I started crying, I was performing again." So exactly. She said all of that again. And then Ed, for some reason, says that yesterday was the worst day of my life.
If that's the worst day of his life, wow. I want to be him. Oh, God. Did I just say that out loud? Oh, no. That gets too negative.
Retract.
Two negative chimes and a Maroc and a bell in disgust. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. But I did enjoy how Liz was equally dismissive of his comment there. And she's like, "No, it wasn't." That's not your worst day. No, it wasn't.
It's like you've had
You ain't
plenty of
seen
bad
nothing
days in your
yet.
life, Ed. This is not like, your mom just didn't die. Your dog, you didn't lose a best friend. Like, that was the worst day of your life because you asked her for the ring back, like, mid tell all.
Exactly. He was embarrassed on an international stage, right? That's really the problem, that he felt embarrassed by that whole situation. Don't be on the show.
Don't be Big Ed. Like, I don't, and then, like, Liz comes out with the a new engagement ring.
Everybody
That
was
was
like,
funny.
I think some people thought I actually thought it was the same one. I go, what'd she do? Tackle him in the parking lot? She snatched it away from him.
I just didn't feel right without it on, so I just put on my own.
I've married myself.
Did it feel like a little bit of a dig at Ed, though? The fact that she did that, was it a little dig?
I think it's kind of sad a little bit that she had a backup engagement ring to put on. Like, I don't know. That's
Was it a full engagement ring or just a lovely ring?
That was her engagement, like the ring that she threw in the bushes, allegedly. That ring. And, he asked for it back. She gave it back to him. And then, like, does Liz travel, like, with, like, a spare engagement ring, like, all the goddamn time? Like,
Yes.
that's the question of the hour right
She
there.
has them in a Ziploc bag for when she decides to throw them in bushes.
Or when Ed asks for the ring back, or when they get into a fight. So she just, oh, okay, here's your ring back. Bloop, here's another one.
Gumball machine.
Who travels with, like, a spare engagement ring?
I mean, I do, but that's because mine are made of rubber, so I guess that doesn't count. I got two of them on because I lost one and then I found it again and I just put the other one on. So, but that doesn't count.
Like, seriously, like, and then spare. I got my backup engagement ring and my backup engagement ring. So, come on, that's like, come on, man.
Have ring bag, will travel. There you go.
Ew, hibbity bibbity. I've
That's
never
okay, I love
traveled
her.
without 4 engagement rings at one time. You never know when you might need one. Hibbity bibbity.
Yes, you got to have the right jewelry. She's going to be on the tell-all.
This engagement ring doesn't go well with green, so I wear this one on this day. Like, come on.
Could be.
No, that's me and my watch bands. They always have to match. See, it just rings. I can't see doing that now.
So then they start talking to Kim and Usman. They're not together anymore. She still calls him every day, and that he is her best friend. Usman says that he honestly did love Kimberly, but there were certain things that just were not going to work out because she can't have a child.
Of course he loved her. He penetrated her. I mean, like, duh.
Apparently, that's all it takes.
I mean, what's the problem? He broke the plane. Of course he loves her.
He broke the plane. He did break, allegedly. I don't know. Kim made it sound like she was not getting nearly enough action, so.
Sorry, go ahead.
And Kim wanted to make it really clear that she was the one that broke up and that it wasn't Usman, it was her. She didn't want to, she had to let him go because she was not going to be able to give him a child. The situation was just not going to work. And she said she would be remiss if she denied him having a child just so that he would stay with her, which was, I don't know.
Oh, wait, speaking of Jamal. I knew I forgot something. Jamal was doing Q&A today, and they asked him about him being on Single Life, and he's being super coy about it. And did I not call that last week?
Yes, you did.
Watch Jamal. What? So just remember, I'm always right.
Speaking of Jamal,
I love you, Wicked. I love you anyway, Wicked.
So that is when Jamal comes, on the stage, gives his mom a big hug. He said that, when he was on the tell-all previously, he told everybody that he didn't think this was going to work out. Usman was going to hurt her, and he was going to have to be there to pick up the pieces. And he said, and this is where we are. And he feels like Usman played her in the simplest terms.
I mean, he has 2 eyes and a goddamn brain. I mean, did we need Matlock or Perry Mason to find that out for us?
No.
No. But he feels like even the breakup was planned on Usman's part, and he made Kimberly do it so that he would come off as the good guy. He wasn't the one breaking up. It was her. And, he sort of guilted her into the breakup, which of course Usman denies by saying annoying things like, I'm not the one that can't have the child.
I mean, no, the first season, when they were on before, which was earlier. Well, we're in January, but it's still the same year to me. What was that, March or April of last year when they were on before, and Kim gave him the PS5 and the MacBook, and I still, from being from New York City, have not seen a fucking PS5 anywhere. But still, I've never seen a PS5 in a store. It's always still I don't know. I guess I'm going to the wrong Target. I don't know.
They only made 2, one for him and one for Jamal.
And then she got him that. Oh, Kim, I don't want to be mean, but that Sister Wives Closet-esque Soldier Boy thing, and still I guess he had a seal of deal then, right? But saying
he didn't have to.
That he is in love with her because he had sex, because according to Usman, you can only have sex with somebody that you love.
He blurted that out like it was gospel.
Well, he's Muslim, right? And we even hear Bilal say, as a practicing Muslim, I haven't had sex before marriage. And, when he was in that weird herbalist situation and they asked him, not even you haven't even masturbated?
No, let's not go there yet.
Okay. So I'm just saying, maybe in his mind, those things really do go together because of his faith. I don't know. He's not married to Kimberly. That's all I know.
Didn't he say that he never loved Kim? I mean, not Kim, Lisa. But he had sex with Lisa. And I actually like Sean. For the first time in a while, Sean was a good host. And way better than Sukanya. Anywho, Sean's usually better, but because she knows them all better. But Sean was well, hold on, wait a second. She's wait, what about your second wife? Didn't you say that the first wife gets all the spoils and the second wife just is the baby maker, pretty much? And she's wouldn't you have to be in love with the second wife too? And he's yes, definitely both.
Yeah, definitely both. And did you see the look on Kimberly's face when he said that? Because that's something that mattered to her, was being the first wife and being loved. The idea that he would actually love his second wife, which crazy that she would think he wouldn't.
I think in her mind, she only saw him. She saw the second wife as the one who she was going to be the bearer of the child for him and nothing else. In her mind, she had that set. He ain't going to love her. I ain't going to let that happen.
Yeah, it was a relationship of utility in her mind, but it just doesn't work that way.
I did. We're at the part where she said, where he said, I had sex with her, so I obviously loved her. I mean, that whole thing, Jamal's reaction to that. What?
Oh yeah, he said, "You're just grabbing at straws right now." That's what he said.
What?
Yeah, that was pretty. I don't know, man. It was out there. Yeah, Jamal.
I think we might need a poll, Addie. Who thinks who broke up with who?
Oh, okay.
Addie's our poll queen. Our queen.
Yeah.
A fancy title for you, poll queen poll leader.
Well, not queen poll. Poll queen's better.
And then Jamal's calling him selfish and narcissistic, and pretty much the whole cast agreed that like he was only doing this to promote his career, which he already said like on an interview like what 2 months ago.
He did.
It was out of his own mouth. So how can you sit here on this tell-all and say like, oh yeah, no, I loved her. Even when he's, about the kid thing, oh, I want to have kids. And Angela was like, well, you knew that before you met, kind of like with Jenny and Sumit. Like, Sumit wants to have kids all of a sudden. And Jenny's like, I haven't had eggs since FDR was in office.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Right.
No, I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah. Why are you dating a woman that much older if you want children? It all feels like a game. Yeah. That was the one time where we heard Ed say something that felt relevant. He's like, let's talk about the elephant in the room and the optics. You seem more worried about your reputation and promoting your music. And it appears that you're an opportunist, where Andre says, yeah, Mia, you're a scammer.
Yeah.
Wait, you're doing what Andre said, because I want to hear you say it. He said, he has his own purposes and is beating around the bush, I think.
He's scammer good, not scammer like me. Scammer good. He's scammed good at this Usman. I don't like.
Yes.
I do not like him. He scams Kimberly very nice.
He's beating around the bush.
He beats around a squirrel's nest. Haven't done my Andre in it because he wasn't really that on that much.
He wasn't really, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
There's a point where, Kimberly says she doesn't feel like she was being played. She was there, at night with him, where they talked and connected, and she thinks that he loved him. And Jenny pipes up and she says, he may love you as a person, but to be in a relationship and make you his wife, no. And same thing, Shaeeda said the same thing. She's like, you're in denial. You're in love with him, but he's not in love with you. And Kimberly did not like that
at all. But pretty much all Yara said it, not just Kimberly. They all said it, like, he may love you. Like, I love my cats. Doesn't mean like, we're not going like all with them, right? That really pulls the cord. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Not all relationships are romantic, but Kim did not like it. She didn't like it. She feels like she's been fighting from the beginning and she's got to prove herself time and time again. And she feels dismissed and she's not going to feel like that anymore. I don't believe her.
Can I ask a question? Which has nothing to do with any of this. Since they were filming like a 4-part tell-all split into 2 days, why did they all have to come back in the same clothes they wore the day before? When Sean starts it off, did anybody else realize that?
Did. Oh,
I was thrown because I'm like,
to say when I realized it, but yes, I did realize it.
Like Sean's like, here we are, day 2 with these cheap cast members because they can't afford clothing because they wore them yesterday. That's how she should have started it. Like what? Like why did they have to wear the same exact gowns and dresses and that they wore the day before when it was very clear? Day 2 of the tell-all. Here we are. What? I get like when you're trying to shoot it in one, make it seem like it's one day. Because sometimes it happens like where like shooting has to go to a second day, but the world doesn't know that, right?
Right.
So you would have to wear the same clothes, but it was very clear.
Yes, because
it was the second day, and they all went out. Like
they told us. They told us it was the second day.
Yes, because they had to go back to the whole hotel thing and hang out and stuff, so there had to be. But I just thought it was not. It did drive me crazy, and I hate to say this, I was not a fan of Shaeeda's dress. Oof.
Oh, the ruffles? Do.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I like it just because it's on her.
I kind of was hoping that Jenny would have dressed differently. Like, I guess that, she's like, yeah, listen, her dressing like that all the time where she lives in India. So, like, maybe she'd want to put on like a halter top. I don't know what Jenny wears.
Halter top?
I don't know.
I wonder if those clothes are much more comfortable than American clothes.
Maybe Jenny comes out like with a halter and some hip huggers. You know what I mean? Like...
I could.
Why
did you make me visualize that? It happened. I visualized. Come on.
Come on for the hip huggers.
I was okay with the hip huggers, but then I imagined the halter top with it.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm glad I remembered that because that was actually Cody's point. He doesn't come up with much good, but when he does, it's a good zinger. Oh, pineapple. I said the same thing. I assume maybe for editing. No, it's not for
It shouldn't have
editing.
been. Yeah.
Because they said this is day 2. Like, so why are you gonna have like these people on TLC come out in the same clothes they wore? Like, are they poor? A crop top. All right. Would that be better? A crop top?
It would be better. Yes.
Little midriff showing. little Jenny midriff showing.
Like some I Dream of Jeannie action going. You know what I mean? Like some Barbara Eden going in there. She would be make a good I Dream of Jeannie for Halloween, Jenny.
I would be down to see her dressed like that.
I would too. I mean,
I Dream of Jenny.
See, look at that same G-A-N-I-E.
Oh, wait, that's Bewitched.
Oh, see, these maracas came in really handy today. Wicked, you did good. You did good, Wicked. All right, so where are we now? Sorry.
Oh, we could be anywhere. Okay. I'm a little concerned that even though Kimberly says she's done, I kind of don't believe her. I feel like, she's saying she's done for now, but is she really? You can hear that there's a part of her that said, I think even said that I'm done for now, right? Like we're broken up for now. I don't know. I'm really just concerned that she's going to rekindle the stupid relationship that makes no sense. I'm worried.
I don't think she is. And if she is, then I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Addie? Poll?
Here, let me stop.
We're really overworking Addie on the polls tonight. But what do you think? Seriously, I don't know. I feel like it's really done. And I mean, Usman already said it was for the show and.
But they still talk on the phone every day.
Do they?
That's what she said. I can only go by what she tells me. And I haven't paid attention on TikTok in a while, but they used to she would show up in his TikTok every single day. She'd pop in and say hello, which was a little obnoxious, but I don't know. I mean, okay, so they showed a clip of the second wife situation, right? And Kimberly apparently didn't know that Usman got, what was her name? Faradit's phone number.
Right.
Again, why is that such a deal breaker? The idea that he would want to communicate and have some sort of rapport with his possible second wife.
Well, yeah, because she knew that he was going there to court, right? As Cody Brown would say, a possible second wife or first one, I don't know, whatever. And so how's that going to work? Telegram? Carrier pigeons. How are they going to get in contact with each other? A dove that you strap a note?
Okay.
An owl? Maybe they're in Hogwarts. I don't know how this works.
I think, is it Hasidic Jews? I shouldn't say this. Is it Hasidic Jews where they put the curtain up and there's just a little hole cut out?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe she thinks that's what's going to happen.
One of the biggest, Lakewood, New Jersey, is the biggest Hasidic Jewish population outside of Israel. It's it's in our same county. So yes, you're correct on that one. Go ahead.
I think that's what she thinks is going to happen. They're just going to never actually come in contact with each other other than through the hole.
And to go to what Niece Pineapple said, and Andre's shirt was, what you talking about? This shirt is first brand in Moldovan culture fashion show. What you talk? My black Hawaiian shirt with black jeans. I look like David Beckham in this outfit. Libby loves it.
I think he usually dresses really good. I actually love his shirts. Usually very very out there. He's not afraid.
He's not afraid. He looked like he was in an Eastern European mob. I don't know what that shirt was about. It was a vibe.
I wear this fashion week in Moldovan, and it's great. They love me. Yeah. So yes, I listen. I know we live in Ocean County. It's the three big cities where I live in Ocean County is Tom's River, Lakewood, and Brick, and that's Lakewood is the biggest. They also have the biggest temple outside of Israel, so it's very big over here. The more you know. Can I get one of those like the rainbow? No,
we do need one. We do need one. Heaven's Real says it's not true, but I don't know. I don't know if the curtain's true.
Well, that's for a different moose and squirrel. That's for a different time, different place. Well, let's not try to get too much into religion.
All right. Okay. Lunch break. They're taking a lunch break. Kim's mad that everybody doesn't.
She's eating corn. Like, who eats corn on your like lunch break?
I don't know. Maybe they had like a Thanksgiving feast. I wasn't paying. You were paying attention to the food.
I absolutely didn't.
Because I saw like all the loose corn on Kim's plate, and I'm like, okay, like I love corn. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, that's like a weird thing. So I have like loose corn kernels on your plate. But go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
You don't want things that are going to stick in your teeth.
Exactly. Or elsewhere.
Okay. All right. So it's the lunch break. Yeah. Kim is a little bit annoyed, but we move past Kim to more Ed and Liz drama. Liz has got that ring on. Ed is saying that they were broken up in May. So when he had that original, I guess, dating app account was back in May, and they were broken up then, and that's his excuse. And Liz is saying that the last message was like the day before he proposed to her.
That. Oh.
And she's like, this was active 2 hours ago. And he goes, that's not mine. And then at the end of the same breath, oh, that is mine, but from a year ago, but it's not yours, but it was not 2 hours ago. Like, and all right, let's put a 1 in the chat. I'll take the poll off you on it, Eddie. Put a 1 in the chat if you thought, because they had separate rooms, right? Liz and Ed had separate rooms, right? They were separated. So you don't think, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Ed was up in New York City on that dating app trying to get some late night snooky, because he's Big Ed. I'll start it. There you go. Here's my 1.
1 is for Snooky. 2 is no Snooky.
I mean, if it's true with what Liz is saying about Ed, that like, you were active 2 hours ago, how could that not be true? And come on, we all know Ed. Like,
well, but Ed contends that that's not him, that's somebody else.
But he said it's also him.
He did say both. he can't keep his story straight, which is a problem. It's a problem.
He said anyway, and also him, and it's me, but not me, but that's definitely me, and me again. Okay.
That's what happens when you shoot out the same first thing that comes in your head. Not me. You don't do that. Don't shoot that part.
You in a bit. Nice to see you again. Go ahead, Maria.
Okay, so yeah, Liz comes in, she brings up the dating app, and then she walks off, which of course annoys Ed. He's like, I can't even talk to her. Look at how she's behaving, and Jenny's like, she's just hurt. She's not going to be able to have a civil conversation with you right now. And then Ed's like, you're just talking about her side. You're not helping. Why are you yelling at Jenny? It's just crazy to me. But then this is when Jenny says the best thing ever. She's like, this relationship is weird. It doesn't make any sense.
And I didn't see 1, 2. Did I miss a 2 from somebody?
No. Should I throw it in just to be obnoxious?
No, don't. We're not ruin my perfect score. It's a perfect poll.
Well, then I'm definitely doing it.
But
I accidentally pushed a 1.
You get for being evil, like Ed. Pull over, all 1. No 2s.
Oh my god. And then Ed retaliates like he always does, right? He's like, Jenny, so is your relationship. Come on, and and I think Jenny was great during this. She was just like, she sort of just whatevered him and walked out of the room as well. And went to check on Liz, but I was just, why does he have to always lash out at somebody else and point out the problem with them instead of just acknowledging that his relationship is weird.
Well, what Wicked just said, Ed said it wasn't him, then said it was an old account, then said they broke up, then switch his story every 15 times. It was like, oh, but that's me. And then she's like, here's the receipt. And he's like, but that's not me, but that's me. And I need the thing around my neck so I can hold my chime those one person bands with the harmonica that's around the thing. You know what I'm talking about? And the accordion. I don't know if I could work an accordion though. So that seems
it's just a lot of squeezing.
A lot of advanced. I could play piano, but the accordion might be a bit much for me.
And then did we get to the part where Jenny says, "Where'd they get this guy?" We were talking about it. And then he goes and he says, "India," and then she shoots back. They would never give you a green card. They
never give you a visa.
She did so perfectly. That was so good.
Oh, I loved every minute of it. And then that's when Joey pipes in again and says, don't talk to her like that. It's too much. He didn't like the way that Ed was talking to Jenny.
Yes.
And I'm like, another high five to Joey. High five. High five.
No, Joey did well.
He also said, be polite. Be polite. She didn't say anything wrong. Because Jenny didn't say anything wrong. No. She was just saying,
Jenny barely said anything. She was first of all, she was afraid of Angela. She was like, I don't know what to do. I back off in these situations. So I don't think Jenny said 5 words the first 2 parts, right? She was pretty
very little.
Yeah.
But she did start to find her voice in this one, and it was cute.
It was.
And I loved that Jovi was on, the protective person, don't be saying stuff about. Oh.
Yeah. We still have to get through Shaeeda's part.
I mean, that's the next part, really. They come back because this was all during the lunch break, I think. So then they come back and they start off with Bilal and Shaeeda, and they're discussing it.
We talk about kind of just for 1 second. Yeah. When they showed the clip of Usman with Faradit and the phone number, and Kim was like, I never saw that before. I know you just said it, but that was tough, right? But again, we already talked about it, so let's move on. All right, let's go to Shaeeda and Bilal. Let's move on.
So they're discussing the ultimatum that she had given him when they were in New York about having a baby. And since then, I guess he has softened on the idea, and they have tried 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3.
Only some of us can do that. No.
Right. 2 or 3. I mean, and I guess in Bilal's world, that's 2 or 3 million times. I don't know. But 2 or 3 times. Listen, they gave it the college try, guys, and that's what's important. They tried, and God was against them. So the end.
But if we're being real, 2 or 3 times for them means that he didn't wear a condom 2 or 3 times.
That's right? Exactly right. Give me 1 second. Keep talking. Go.
Yeah, because I think they have sex I think they have plenty of sex. It was just 2 or 3 times without a condom, because at some point she flips the script back, and she's like, nah, she's not so interested in having a baby for a little while. But what made Bilal change is that he saw how emotional she was getting about it, and that it was important to her, and that he wants to spend the rest of his life with her, and that he's starting to actually hear what she was saying about the doctor. So it's stuff is getting through eventually, and then they show the herbalist clip. Which was weird,
No, wait, do not go on the herbalist yet. I have a lot to say about that. No,
okay.
Go keep going into something else.
Something else. What is there else to talk about?
He says, my thought was, what do you think was the reason for her to flip? Once he said, okay, fine, well, I'll give you what you want, a baby, sooner than you wanted it or whatever. Then all of a sudden she flips the script and says, I don't want, she's kind of backing off a little bit, which we might get to. I think that's where we're at in the next part, but I want to know what in the world caused that. I mean, what is it? Because now all of a sudden she got her answer and it's like, oh, maybe not right now.
Well, I think, there was always like two parts to the deal, right? She also wanted to have her business up and running, and be able to provide for herself in some way and have something that was her own. And she, we saw a little bit of that starting, of them sort of halfway looking at a place that was much more than what she needed, in my opinion, to start a business with. But and then
like a company, like our neighbors are in town. Sorry, but all right, let's go to the herbalist real quick.
We're at the herbalist.
It's like they're in my living room right now, like on camera. So the edging. Can we talk about the edging? And you need my facial expressions on this one because so that was a never seen before scene that they go to the herbalist. So Shaeeda and Bilal go there for because she has fertility problems and for a teen, and all of a sudden it switched to Bilal and what he's got to offer. And I've never been more uncomfortable watching a scene from 90 Day Fiance or reality TV in fucking general than that scene. Then, like the edge, huh? What was that?
I mean, it was funny, right? I mean, it takes, fertility is a two-person issue. We can't just assume that Bilal is doing well. And so, this man wants to make sure everybody is. He hands Shaeeda a gigantic bag of some sort of tea or herbs or something. I mean, it was huge. And then, yes, let's start talking about Bilal's prostate. Let's talk about edging, which is sort of the act of,
Okay, as a man, like, no, like that, like that, and that could like screw your junk up if you do that. That's not advice. I don't know, like what, like that's not good for you. And then
are you sure?
Of course, here I am. Wait, give me. Talk some more about it.
I hope it wouldn't like break something, because it's a suggestion from an herbalist. He's not breaking men.
I wouldn't think it would be that, but because it's just right at the point before ejaculation, you just kind of don't.
That's
you just
painful.
Kind of stop yourself.
It's painful.
But like, listen, just as Velvet Pixie says, it is part of tantric sex. It does help. Oop, that's the wrong one. It does help to increase your longevity if you are a premature ejaculator. You have to learn to control yourself and not just let yourself. How many
times do you say ejaculate?
I can say it a lot of times.
Me none.
I think it's important to say these things in a nice, comfortable way so everybody can get comfortable.
YouTube likes that word. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know if that's a
technical term.
But we'll find out.
Would you like me to use a euphemism instead?
Oh my God. Oh, I lost my chimies. There we are. And then Andre, Sean asked everybody, well, has anybody else heard of it? Nobody did not. Of course I know about edging. We do it in Moldova all the time. It's when you hold off, and then you wait, and then you do it some more, and then it's good. And then what happens? Andre and Bilal have a sperm off.
A sperm off? Did I miss that part?
Because Andre's like, well, I don't have this problem, but I'm familiar with this project. I do it with Libby all the time. He didn't say that. I'm just
he knows this technique.
But
he doesn't have to.
And Bilal's like, oh no, bro, you don't have to worry about that with me. And then Sean said, oh look, we're having a first. It's a real life sperm off.
She said that?
She
didn't.
She did.
She said.
Yeah.
It's that.
She did.
I want to go watch it again. It's funny. Well, I mean, even Bilal when he was still at the herbalist, because he didn't like that guy talking to him the way he was
I
talking to
wouldn't
him.
want that guy talking to me like that either.
These are her problems, not Bilal's problems, right? But he's like, what did he say? My nature, where did I lose it? My nature is a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes he can go all night. And I'm like, that sounds terrible. The only way he's going all night is if he's already edging, in my opinion. But also, listen, no lady, I'm telling you, we don't really want to go all night. It's just not good at that long. It's too long. It's too long. It's too long.
For you? No.
It is too long for me. Correct. It's too long.
At a certain point, like you're like, let's pretend this. Like I want to watch Murder She Wrote.
Well,
Type of
yeah,
thing.
I mean, I'm just saying. Sometimes there's a point where it starts to get like, a little sandpapery down there. It's like, okay, let's do it while the juices are flowing. There's a point where I'm like, it's not anymore.
When the oasis sets in, it's time to stop. When you start seeing palm trees and
sandy beaches. No sandy beaches.
I have to thank 90 Day Fiance for keeping us like so educated with like the male and female reproductive systems, because I found out from watching the show that girls don't get eggs every month. I found out that they are always losing them. News to me. And maybe TLC still might be the learning channel. I don't know.
There we go.
Remember when TLC was like the learning channel from like when they first started off like a million years ago, and now like here we are talking about like I edge all the time with Libby, like there's no problem. And we did learn much about the reproductive systems of both sexes this season. So I guess educational.
WD-40 says time to soak.
WD-40. It's too appropriate. It's too appropriate.
And I've had like not much in me and ovaries have not spent a lot of time together, but like I have learned a lot. And even grown women were like, they were DMing me like, okay, I'm a 6-year-old woman, and I thought my eggs regenerated every month. I didn't know, like
I had no idea. No.
See, there you go. Like, so we're all learning together.
Good stuff.
It made me sad to think about. It's actually kind of depressing.
Yeah, we don't keep making them.
Darn.
Mine are almost gone.
Mine flew the coop yet.
I only have a handful left.
I just have a small clutch, just a small clutch of eggs left.
Now I do. And now I know that, I didn't know that women were born with like, millions of eggs. And then like, every year you just lose a bunch of them, or every month.
You lose a whole bunch. I mean, I think more than half are gone before you have even hit your reproductive years, because they just disappear before that. So.
That's just wasteful.
It is wasteful. This is not an efficient machine that we've got here.
Oh,
I don't know. She's got a dozen in the fridge.
Again, worst gift ever you could have ever gotten, because this I'm gonna put it in my back pocket when I go to the store. Hi, I'm waiting too long. Because I don't have patience, Charlie. So where are we?
So we know that at this point, Shaeeda has flip-flopped, and it's now Bilal that's open to having children, and Shaeeda's not. And, the question about why, she says there's more reasons to put it off. He's not 100% open with me about making decisions in their finances. And he said he would never have a bank account with her. It's a problem. She has no idea how much money he makes. He hands her cash. He says he hands it to her, and she just gives it away as soon as he gives it to her. It's like
I feel like that was like Ricky yelling at Lucy for buying too many new hats. Like, right? Like,
yeah. If she doesn't know how much money you have, she has no concept of, how far does this money need to go? You need
and then
to clue her in.
Ethel, I mean, uterus comes out. I mean, like,
And old is Chris
I
Fred.
like that. Me and Cody, we know every cent that we have. Like I couldn't even imagine not knowing how much like my spouse made per year, or what what we were getting in weekly, or like I couldn't imagine living like that.
Like with not knowing, or with
not knowing, like obviously like they're well to do, or enough well to do, like we're like they're not like about to be like lose their home or whatever, but it's still like super annoying to not know what's coming in, what's going out, what you're paying for, but you're a married couple. Like that's I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, and he makes it sound like he keeps trying to teach her about stuff, and then she doesn't like hearing it from him. He's mansplaining, he's lecturing her. It's like he probably is. Just show her what the financial situation is. What do you got coming in? What do you got going out? If he's in real estate, he probably has an inconsistent amount of money coming in. It probably varies greatly. And so that might be why there are times when he's a little bit more frugal. For example, as Wicked Wisdom pointed out with the not being able to buy popcorn at the movies, and she's got Snickers in her brassiere. Like that's another level.
She had to pull Angela with the Snickers in the bra.
Listen, Angela would buy the popcorn. She's not gonna.
She absolutely would. She absolutely would buy the popcorn. I've seen Angela buy strangers. We were at restaurants, and somebody at a table will come and like, "Oh my God, you're Angela!" She bought their whole dinner. After 5 minute talk, I'm going to buy your dinner. Like that's why I love her so much. She has such a big, giant heart, which people don't see, but whatever. Where are we next?
I did a poll.
Oh,
I said, is separate accounts a bad idea? Yes, no, or like Charlie, I don't care.
Well, so how's it going? I wish I could see the polls. I can't see them.
Well, let's see. For me, it says no's have 50%, yeses have 30. Oh, just appeared. 31%, and like Charlie, I don't care says 24%. Oh, the numbers keep shifting. It's still going.
It's an active poll. So there we go. I like these. I'm sorry. Hope's looking at me like, hey, it again.
I dare you.
I don't know.
Well, okay, so Yara helps. We know Yara and Shaeeda kind of have a little bit of a bond right now, and Yara kind of pipes in for Shaeeda, because sometimes Shaeeda's a little gentle with the way she says things, and she's like, they don't have a family account. She feels like he doesn't trust her, and doesn't want to have a baby with someone who doesn't trust her. Like that's the reasoning that Shaeeda's flip flop is. Who wants to do that with somebody that doesn't trust them? Which I understand. I wouldn't want to. More people should think like that before they have their children.
I just think everybody would want to know like what the money situation is in their house, especially when you want to have a baby. Like, like that's a giant undertaking fiscally and in every other way, right? So wouldn't you want to feel like safe knowing that like, this can happen? I still feel like Bilal is constantly testing her, like, to try to make sure that that she's not screwing him over in some way, right? Like, look at what he's done. He had like he rented like the van, the kidnapping van, right? When he picked her up from the airport, he brought her to his mom's dilapidated house. I don't think he's ever going to trust her.
Well, he's going to have to at some point if this is going to work. I mean, I don't know, man.
And
maybe there's a reason why he's divorced. I don't know.
And she's not so trusting of him either, because she came, like, you may have said this, I'm sorry, but she came there and the first thing he did was play a prank on her, and she mentioned that. So she struggles with that fact. and has to deal with him and his love for pranks and
It wasn't even one prank. It was picking her up in the kidnapping van,
exactly.
and then like going to like the dilapidated house that hasn't been like
Yep.
test her to see like he must be sitting like on a gold mine's worth of money, and he is so afraid that it might be taken away from him. That's how I see it.
But if you just tell her what your strategy is, like this is this is the amount of money we have for our household expenses. This is our rainy day fund, whatever, and then I'm saving all of this for our future and for our children's future, she would be on board. Just let her know what she's working with so she's not flying blind all the time.
Right.
And Yara pipes in again at some point and she's like, why are you trying to teach her? She's not 15 years old. She's a grown-ass woman. Agreed. She's
30, she's 38.
Yeah.
What did they call it that he's doing to her? Mansplaining.
And
she made me laugh because Bilal will say something like she'll be like, Bilal, what's the price of this house? And he's like, and he'll reply like, well, it's $1,200 a square foot. And she's like, what for?
Tell me useful information, please.
Yeah, and that made me laugh. I literally legit laughed out loud when she had said that because I that's how I totally see him doing it. Yeah. Like, just what's the price of the house? I don't need to know the price per square footage. Like, is it 300,000? Is it 400,000? Like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. So then, for some reason, Bilal's friend Chris shows up and says a bunch of annoying stuff.
And then Uterus comes up.
And then those two have instant chemistry. They're just
Watch, they'll both be on 90 Day like next year.
I wish.
I mean, she is British, right? And he's American. So, I mean,
there you go.
The formula's there, right?
Man.
And I thought Chris was super annoying, but he did have her on the point of like saying like, don't take the pill and try and, I mean.
Yeah, you don't baby track somebody. No,
yeah.
It's a terrible idea. Yeah, but from Uterus's point of view, it was like, well, but Bilal acknowledged that they are going to have children and that he would be okay if it happened, But yeah, we find out that Shaeeda's not even on the pill. That's not the situation. So
he's in control of the whole thing.
And listen, guys, since then they've done it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So
unwrapped
and ready to go. Because it takes that many times.
No edges.
Exactly 2 or 3. And I think we all know that she's pregnant now, right? We don't know, but
we don't know.
But
it might be too soon.
Yes, but who wears a comfy, thick thing in the middle of a yoga workout?
All signs point to pregnant right now. And listen, if she is, I'm so happy for the both of them. I'm no shade.
Me too.
Yeah. I think everybody is. I think everybody wants them to be happy and pregnant. Of all the 90-day couples, they're by far not the worst, right?
Yeah.
No, I love her. I absolutely love Shaeeda. I think she would be fun to hang out with. I think she's probably a hoot outside of the cameras and stuff. So
a hoot and holler.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Look at Unwrapped. He's edged. He's
he's ready to go.
He doesn't need edging, remember? He's good to go.
Maybe he took it up on the edging. I don't know. So where are we now?
Okay. So, after Uterus and Chris kind of argue with each other for a little bit and say annoying stuff, then Bilal kind of pulls Shaeeda into the middle of the room, gets on his knee,
and everybody's
says,
like, what?
And baby proposes.
Will you have my baby?
And that's what really made me think like they're pregnant now, because that was filmed when Cody got out of the hospital, which was late September, October. And Shaeeda, it would fit in line now. She might be starting a show, right? If it was, it's 3 or 4 months ago.
Which somebody said in chat, which may be why the ruffles.
I hope to God they are. I really do.
I do too. And I understand why they might not want to say yet as well. Outside of the show, even, a lot of people wouldn't tell you until they're 3 months because it's easy to have a miscarriage in the first 3 months. It can happen at any point, but it's more likely if it's going to happen, it would happen in the beginning. So a lot of people choose to keep it, to themselves until they get over that hump. So I can understand them being quiet about it.
And that there might be like production things, like, they don't want them sharing that yet. They might be doing like, they might be filming them right now, pregnant, and they might not want that out.
Yep.
So there's a lot of variables that it could be why she would not want to. I think, Maria, your point's probably the highest on the list, but there's like there could be, they're on the show, maybe they're going to be back on Happily next year or what now. There's 8 million spinoffs. Who the fuck knows? But there's, a plethora of reasons why she might not be able to show it yet. Maybe she doesn't want to show it yet because, she just started up her yoga business and, how's she going to do yoga? Super pregnant.
Just fine. If anything, she might be more stretchy.
Yoga's supposed to be good for, yoga's supposed to be good for the.
So we'll find out, but I think everybody wants them to be happy and pregnant.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they can make it work. I think Utris said, Shaeeda will make it work. She'll do everything she can to make it work with him, even possibly even if against her own happiness. And that's where her friend is like, don't do this if you're not happy. So hopefully Bilal will make her happy, which I think he will. I think he'll figure it out. And I do think he has a lot of, I don't know, weird habits born out of other past relationships.
Yoga pregnant. I'm assuming that you can't do all the positions, right?
Sure you can. Why not?
Yeah.
Everyone?
They're actually good for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then just omit everything I said about that and I'm off. I don't know what to say. I forget what I just said. There we go. All right, so are we going to submit now?
Yep. Submit and Jenny.
Okay.
Listen, I didn't mind this particular section, so
no, I didn't either, actually. So, Sean's first question to both of them, like, are you codependent? And they're both like, yes. Is that so bad?
Yeah.
It is. Shouldn't you be dependent on your spouse for things?
Yeah, that's not really what codependent is. Like another level of like, you have to constantly be together or you don't function, as a person. Yeah, no, you probably have some codependent tendencies.
I don't do alone at all.
Listen, I just drove, I was just in New York a few days ago.
Me out about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's by herself.
I was. It's fine. I was at John's for a little bit.
You were here on the best night you could have ever came here in your life.
I know.
Right? Like that wasn't hitting mega millions. I don't know. Me and Cody spend every second of every day together. So maybe I'm the wrong person to be leading this discussion.
Me too. Let me get the
is it so bad? Like you want to be like with your husband all the time?
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be with your husband. It's when you need to, sometimes to the detriment of the other one, right? Like you guys need to have a certain level of independence to pursue things that are for you.
Well, crap.
Addie, you're doing it right now. I don't think he's in there with you right now.
But he's right there.
Oh, codependent because I'll take it.
He's
like,
in the next room. He isn't dependent on me. I'm the dependent one.
Sometimes it's great to be apart for a little while because when you come together, you're really excited to see each other.
Although I will say long vacations, by about halfway through, you're like, are you going to work soon?
I don't know. I am the wrong person to be talking about this. Really. So let's move on. So they're codependent. They admitted it.
They show that clip of the baby scene where Sumit said, that he was going to give his parents a grandchild basically to make them happy.
The aunt. right?
Oh, the aunt. Yeah, the aunt.
And Jenny's like, I don't know why he said that. He knew this going into it. I mean, obviously, Jenny's what, 62 or 63 now?
63.
And they met in 2011, so that would have put her at 52 when they first met, which is still like, you're not in the running.
No.
So, and I also understand Submit, he's what, 35? It's, 37. I could want.
He's younger than that.
I was trying to be like generous, but he's been with her for 11 years. Like, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know whether to make if he really wants to be one, if he wants her to adopt, if she, maybe Usman's nephew's on the table. Maybe they can.
He made it seem like he was
top them. Like, I don't know.
He made it seem like he was down for any of those options if it would make his parents happy. If it would make his mom happy that there was a child, he would do whatever. But I guess he also said when they first started dating, when him and Jenny first started dating when he was 23, that he didn't want kids then. So she doesn't know why he's even bringing this nonsense up right now.
So weird. I guess so weird. All of it's so goddamn weird.
Again, that question was, so who's gonna raise this one? Me? Isn't that what she said?
Jenny is like getting like senior coffees from McDonald's now. She doesn't want like a newborn. Like, I wouldn't want to either.
No.
Just like Kim didn't want to raise like, the nephew because she's of a certain age, not quite where Jenny is, but like, around the corner from it. Maybe like down the block and around the corner. I don't want to, for Kim, because I think Kim's what, 50, 51. Jenny's like 63. So, still past the point of that stage in your life.
Yeah.
Like, even me, like someone like I think about I'll be 44 I'll be 44 in March, and like I'm like, I wouldn't even want a newborn right now because like then what? 44, 8, I'll be 63, 62 when they graduate high school. Ugh. Like no.
Oh yeah. Yep. When we got pregnant with our second, I was like going, I'm gonna be 50 when he's in high school. Crap.
So where are we going? Where are we at?
Let's see. Not everyone wants kids. Okay, so then they introduce Submit's family.
Okay.
So the son, the sister-in-law, and the dad are there. And we find out that, their relationship has changed a little bit, and it is gotten better. Submit is talking to his mom again. Everything is okay. It's okay.
Leanna, I don't know if that's supposed to make me happy or sad when you say that. I'll give you the confused chime. But like, okay, so what do we find out? The parents, well, the dad and the sister and the brother and the sister-in-law, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? The dad's like, I give you my blessing.
Yes. And that was kind of a big deal.
It was,
It was a sweet moment, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, initially there was some betrayal because they were married at the last tell-all and didn't tell them. And so there was some betrayal there, and they've kind of gotten to a point where they've accepted it because I like the way the dad said it. Submit and Jenny, I bless you. You're already married and we can't do anything about it. And we're happy with the happiness for our son, which to me is what it's all about. Jenny makes your son happy. It's going to just have to be okay.
And I think that Jenny's happy because Sean asks about like the family, like, the christenings, whatever, like whatever graduations. I don't know what they do in India, but like, what backyard barbecue, whatever they do. And, would Jenny be allowed to go to those events? And the dad's like, well, no, because, and the sister said the mom, kind of does that. And Jenny had a smile. Like, she's like, thank God I never have to go to these things. Yeah. I don't have to be in the same room with her. And Sean's like, are you okay with that, Jenny? And Jenny's like, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I feel uncomfortable when I'm there because she makes me feel uncomfortable, which, Jenny had every right to feel that way. And, Sumit's okay with going.
Yeah.
And he's allowed there. And, we also found out that Sumit and the mom are talking. And what did the dad say? That they're like, she's being slowly nice to him, or what was the exact wording?
I didn't write the exact wording I wrote. I said they're slowly talking is what I wrote. So, but I think he did say slowly nice. I think it was something like that, or kind. It was something like that.
So yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm happy that Jenny, got some type of validation, right?
Absolutely. But for some reason, Ed felt like chiming in here and saying this would be unacceptable to me. With me and Liz, this, my mom wanted to have me go to family events and I wouldn't do it without her. It's like, you don't have this. It's not the same.
No, but I understood where he was coming from because I was raised that way. My mom would not go to events unless my dad was allowed to go. She would never do like ladies, baby showers or whatever, none of that stuff because the husband wasn't allowed to go. And so I was raised with that. So I was like, oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah, but baby shower, like that was the thing too. Like, I guess baby showers are like unisex now. Like back when I was a kid,
Probably.
like a baby shower only the women went to.
Right.
Like that's how that is.
Now it's the dad's involved too. Just like the dad's now involved in when they get time off for pregnancy or whatever. Whatever you call that.
Oh, paternity leave?
Yeah. It is paternity leave.
Yeah.
That's see, like,
honestly, it's lovely.
It's neat.
It should be more. It should be everywhere because you need help.
Yes, I can imagine.
And it's always, I do agree with it, and I think it's awesome that they allow that now.
So yeah, like I think I think Jenny got the half acceptance, and what she wanted, and now she's out of having to attend, boring birthday parties and whatever. Where
she want to go,
where she'd be made fun of, like behind
insulted,
her back.
exactly.
Yeah. So like she's like, yes, I will take all of it. Yes, good, I'm good. Yep. I mean, Jenny was like the big winner on this tell, I think, really.
She was. Then they went out to talk about the visa situation. Sean asks, have you applied for a visa for Sumit yet? And Jenny's like, no. He needs to agree to that as well. Like, she's not going to do it without him being on board, which
I can't see him leaving India.
I don't either. He pretty much said, I would be okay to visit it, and to just see what it's like. But he doesn't want to leave India. No. Yeah, and she said she's not going to force him, which is, you shouldn't.
Right. She seems very happy there. Like, that's the vibe I get from her.
Well, when the mom's there, like, telling you how to clean.
Other than that.
Don't worry about that anymore, right?
Right.
Mom doesn't want to look at her or be in the same room with her. So, I think Jenny finally got to where she wanted to be, some acceptance. The family's okay with her, and, maybe when it's Jenny's birthday, they'll come and like throw a cupcake in her face. I don't know. But
I don't think she would want that. Throw a cupcake in her face.
Oh. Thank you, Seraphim. We're thinking about you. So
that's pretty much it with them.
Yeah. Pretty much. Then the next thing we have is like, is that kind of closes the show, right? Because then they go back on Michael's IG.
Yes.
And that was not Michael on that new one. That was not his account.
Oh no, wait, they didn't know this part was on the show. This was before they closed the show out. Yeah, they start talking about Angela. Yeah, because they asked Jovi, you found this new Michael IG. And it's like, no, it's not him. But it looks like at this point, Angela and Michael's relationship is very fragile, and she cannot deal with any of this stuff right now. And she doesn't trust anything, whether it's true or not. Like, this doesn't look like it's Michael's, but
she shouldn't after like the, and I was talking to her, and before this live started, I was on her TikTok live just right before this, so I was late. And she was like, Johnny was the one that gave me all the texts. Johnny was the one that gave me everything about Michael. And, I saw it, trust me. And I don't know if this is something, it's up to Angela if she wants me to post it. I don't think she would. Michael's already agree, owned up to
Acknowledged.
it. Yeah. So, and that would I can't see posting any of that being anywhere good for their marriage. So I
No.
would like just keep those like sleeping. What's that? Sleeping dogs lay. What's that saying? Like just
Sleeping dogs
Sleeping
lie.
dogs lie.
yeah. Let's and but trust me, the audios it was a lot, and she should feel that's what Angela was always worried about, like that he was like doing something behind her back. That's why she didn't want to have the IG, and everything that she was upset about or worried about came true. And Angela's the one looking like the crazy person, saying like, "I don't want you to have IG," and like people are like, "Why you have IG?" But Angela had her reasoning for it, and at the end of the day, she and her gut were right.
They were. And I think, when she talked about those texts that you sent her that were from the person he was talking to, she could tell from the language, the way that he speaks, that it was him. And when she looked at this IG, she's like, this does not look like the way that he speaks. But she also thought, maybe it's one of his friends that's running it to try to stay connected. And, she just doesn't trust enough. And she
Right.
doesn't, then we start talking about the hotel situation. She thinks Usman and Michael are at the same hotel, and she doesn't want Michael to see Usman at all.
And to answer Barbie's question, absolutely, the immigration paper. I mean, like when she was saying it could be any day, it could be any day when he gets here. So that the paperwork's been started years ago because she loves him, she wants him here. That's her husband. And she even said in the tell-all, I think that was like the first question that Sean had asked her was, when's he going to be here? And Angela said any day, and that still holds true now. I know there's like a lot of stuff going on, especially with like Nigeria was on like the block list, and there's a lot of different caveats to what's going on and blah blah blah. But yeah, still right now I can definitely answer that question. That absolutely immigration's been started, and he can be here any day, just like she said on the tell-all.
Absolutely.
What else do I got about that? Let me see. What else you got, Maria?
Yeah, so she thinks that Michael and Usman are at the same hotel, and she
They
just
are,
doesn't.
aren't they?
I don't know. Michael said that they were in the same studio, but in different hotels. So
Because we
I
see
guess-
like the snippets for next week, and you see like Michael, I guess, eventually finding Usman's room, and he's like,
yeah,
They had them both filming at the same time in the same studio, yes, and two different wings of it, if there are wings. But
yeah.
it's gonna
so
be good.
I guess we'll see how that plays out. And oh God, a 4-part reunion, I think, is a lot. I mean, like the only time there should be a 4-part reunion is like when it's like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Erica Jane is getting sued. Like I just for like this has been a lot,
It's
and
been a lot.
2 hours.
Yeah, make them an hour and a half if you're going to do 4 parts. It's too
Yeah,
much to
or make it an
watch.
hour. Like, but it's been a long. So next week is our. How long? When did Happily start? It felt like it started like 5 years ago this season. It's been on forever.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's replacing it. The Other Way is replacing it. when it
Yes.
comes off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's embrace the idea of new cast members that seem to be very kooky and weird.
I'm just banging with no melody because that's my excitement level for The Other Way. Yeah. All right. So The Other Way, and did Darcy and Stacey start yet?
I don't think so, but I'm not
I think
positive.
it's. Oh, I'm gonna have to start writing this stuff down, but I think it's coming. I think it's about to
All right.
start.
So I guess when tomorrow next week Sunday's episode airs, we're on to The Other Way with 6 new couples. So that should be exciting, and don't you get the joy in my voice? The Other Way is always been like my least favorite spinoff of the whole 90 Day. It'd be like I would put like the Other Way at the bottom, then Before 90 Days, above that. And then I guess regular 90 Day and then Happily. Like I've never watched Love. I never watched like the Love Boat edition of was it Love in Paradise? Like I never watched that.
I haven't seen that one either. Oh.
So there's a lot going on, but we'll figure it out. And also, what's important is that Angela will be with me or us.
Yeah, how do you want to do that?
Because after the last show airs, Angela's going to come up and
I'm going to be fangirling like you would not believe. I'm going to die.
We'll have you all up because after how poorly Charlie went. Oh my God.
Listen, some people are just not ready, and Charlie's not ready to be honest with how he feels about stuff. And that made it really difficult. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
But like, you know, I was trying to help him and like so defensive. I'm like, well, you watched it. You saw.
Yeah. It seems like it's a complicated family dynamic, more than what we see on the show. There's many other players and a lot of history. So.
Hopefully the family can work their stuff out and we'll just leave it at that. You know, that threw me off on a curveball. So Charlie, you know, I felt like he was like, you know, thinking I was like attacking him. I'm like, no, I'm trying to help him. Like, no, like I just don't know. But you know, I've also barely talked to him and I don't really have the rapport that I have with other cast members than him. So maybe he doesn't know me and I don't know. It just didn't go well, but it was
something.
Yeah, an event.
I feel like his wife would have been more forthcoming, but you know, that's okay.
Well, you know, she cooks and cleans. So
he loves her.
That's it. But it was like, listen,
so update on the Darcy and Stacy starts on January 23rd at 8 p.m. Thank you, Wicked.
So we got that, which if you guys watch Darcy and Stacy, that's when that starts. And again, if you want to become, I'm not going to have the chats open that much longer. I know I do have a lot of new subs and I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to chat. But soon it's going to switch back to like the chats will be on members and that stuff. So that's the low tier. And Sister Wives wise, I'm waiting on one morsel of information that I'll either get tomorrow, hopefully, or Wednesday. And I know I'm going to get it. I just don't know when this person is going to get back to me, but they promised on their soul that they would. So I believe them. So I'm waiting for something to do to follow up on the whole Payton thing. So there's that. So either tomorrow or Wednesday for that. And I don't know what else I got really.
I'd like to say if you're not able to be a member and you're just a subscriber, you can still comment after the show or on replay, and maybe you can tell us, is Angela right for not wanting Michael to talk to Usman, or will Bilal ever add Shaeeda to the bank account, or is Ed even capable of being in a relationship? Let us know how you feel.
Yes, no.
Oh. I want to hear your opinions in the comments after the show.
But yeah, like, you know, and you know, the lives will still be open to everybody in case you can't chat. You know, and I get that everybody can't afford a membership also. That's why like they're not all private lives. But, you know, and if somebody has a better idea for me and how I could do something different, I'm all ears for that too.
Okay, we'll talk.
So there's that. This has been a fun live. It even works with the maraca. Mary had a little lamb. Sorry. everybody, it's not gonna be an after show tonight because I have a long day tomorrow. But definitely when we do Sister Wives, there'll be one. And I think I'm good. I think we good? We good? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Guys, all of you have a great night. I hopefully will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here and supporting us and being in the chat and the super chats. And Wicked, Cody is gonna just yell at me all the time for my new favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love it so much. I think I need like a full xylophone now. I don't know.
I was thinking we're gonna need to add a couple more.
Or like one of like those like little mini harps, like the Charves play. Like
you want a mini harp?
Is that too much to ask?
I don't know. I've never actually seen one in real life. Do they exist?
Listen, I will take a real harp or a mini harp. The mini harp.
Oh my goodness, I can just see it now.
Imagine like you know
the heart being dragged across the floor in the camera.
Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. And
Yes.
Thank you for
that
coming.
was great, guys. And thank you to my moderators, the hardest working moderators and panelists on all of YouTube. So thank you guys, everybody. You guys have a great night and good night.
Good night.
Bye.